Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci fi show where things can get totally radical. Now, today, I will be interviewing a good friend of mine that I met a couple of years ago. Actually, I shouldn't say we're good friends, but we are friend slash acquaintances, mutual friend of a friend. I met her at a friend's wedding a couple of years ago. Her name is Tiffany Vickers, and she's a really nice girl, very pretty, very fun, upbeat, friendly, and she's pretty amazing from what I can see on Facebook. She likes to travel and stuff with her husband and her kids and everything like that. And I'm gonna have her on the show and stuff. Gonna talk about movies and just anything random, maybe her travels and stuff like that. And it's gonna be pretty good. And yeah, like I said, she's very nice, very pretty, and she was very nice to me at the wedding and stuff. We even had a dance together because she caught the bouquet, I caught the groom's quote unquote bouquet, and all that. And she was very nice to me, and we had a nice little conversation during the dance. So yeah, so here is my interview with my friend Tiffany Vickers. Hi, Tiffany. Hello, Tiffany.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How the fuck are you?
Not good. I don't know if it's up with Lyft, but I had to cancel my ride, so I'm still waiting on one.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, it does totally suck. Where are you living now?
Reading?
Oh, Reading. Nice.
Nope.
Oh, nice? No?
No, it sucks balls.
I'm sorry.
I got like six. I got like 6 more months here, and then Los Angeles finally.
Yeah, that's where I just landed. I'm here for work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because I actually thought you might have been down here 'cause I know you were coming this way, but not yet, huh? 6 months.
Not yet. No.
Well, cool. So tell me about your podcast. What's it called?
Splat from the past.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it
Just talk
start.
about whatever? Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it started out. I was just interviewing horror movie people and stuff, and then it expanded. Then because I got to a point where I couldn't interview certain people, and I ran out of people for a while. So then it started to be just 80s movie people in general, and then it got to my friends. I started having my friends come on and talk about whatever and stuff, and so yeah,
Awesome. That's fun. I'll
yeah,
have to look it up and listen to it.
yep. And so you and I met 2 years ago at Sharon's wedding.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is one. Oh my god. Sorry, this car was like into from another car. Yeah, it's funny that you're about to recap how we met because I was gonna say yeah, we met at Sharon's wedding
Yep,
because I caught the flowers and you caught the garter.
yep. And the whole time I was there, though, I just felt so out of place because
Hi.
everyone there is dressed nice, looking pretty, and they obviously got money. And then here I am, white trash.
Oh no. No, I wouldn't say that. Jeez.
Well, everywhere I go and whatever I do, my whole life, I just feel like I'm what's wrong with this picture.
Hey, I'm sure you fit in Reading then. No, I'm just kidding.
No, actually, I don't. I'm not white trash enough here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Seriously. Yeah, no.
I've never done crystal
Huh?
meth, and I've never had sex with my sister.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're like, nope, he's gotta go.
Yeah,
So who are you staying with? Have you got your own place?
well, I'm technically staying with my mother, but then she ended up because what happened was she got a job down here and finally got an apartment. She wasn't able to get an apartment in the Bay Area after we were homeless for a while, thanks to her
Yeah, I
ex-boyfriend.
remember you guys are having trouble. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So they took her credit here, and then after only a month, she was like, "God, I can't make the rent here. Can you come move?" And I said, "Sure," and I did. And then 6 months later, her office down here closed, and
No.
she got a job like the very next day, but in San Jose. So then she went and stayed with my brother for she what she does is she goes to my brother's for a week and then she comes here on the weekends.
Really? She does that drive, huh?
Yeah, but lately it hasn't been consistent. Now she just comes down like one weekend a month because she doesn't have the energy anymore because she's 64 years old. You know,
How old is she?
64.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's a lot. What does she do? What does she do for work?
She's been working on and off for Comcast cable
Yeah. All
for
right.
almost 30 years through its various names and incarnations. She was there when it was TCI cable back in 1990.
Wow, she's got that super committed old school mentality, you know, like that, not like people of today. That's good.
Yeah, it's so she's retiring.
Yeah.
She's retiring on her 65th birthday next year.
Oh, that's awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say on that note, like I was just talking to the manager of the community that we live in, and she's like in her 60s. You know, she manages the property and everything. She lives there and all that.
Right.
I was just telling her, I was like, yeah, I've been with my company for 10 years. I think it's time to go before I become irrelevant. She's like, I don't know what's up with you young people. And actually, 10 years is a long time for, you know, people my age. Usually
Yeah.
they leave after like 3 years, 5 years, because you want to maximize your, you know, you're getting a raise and you make a significant amount of money if you switch it up every 2 years. Anyway, she was telling me, so I've been there for 10 years. I was like, I'm like long overdue. She's like, no, like in my day, you're lucky to have a job. You stick with it for 30, 40 years. I'm like, that is just not the way of the world anymore.
No. Nope.
But I wish, I don't want to like, I envy what you're doing, you see, because I don't want to be doing what I'm doing. Like, do I want to be in this corporate, you know,
Yeah.
environment and rat race? No, I always like, I travel a lot for work, you know, so I'm in LA this week. I was in DC last week.
Nice.
I get to go to some cool places, but every time I travel, I'm at the airport and I see, you know, the hipsters and they're all cool and they have their guitars. I'm thinking, what the hell did I do wrong in my life? Look at this kid here, like
Yeah.
look how they want to look. They get to travel. Like, what am I doing wrong? Why, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but I'm like, why can't I have like that creative, you know, life and make it? Why is it so hard? You know, you can relate. That's what like you're a comedian and you have this podcast. Like you're, you know, on that route. It's fucking hard, right?
It's very hard. It's very difficult, and nothing's guaranteed. But if you really love what you're doing, you gotta keep going because something will happen eventually.
It's just hard when you go from like a corporate job, right? Like I have it. You make like X amount of dollars, and then so I'm like, okay, I want to go open up like a flower shop, right, or a
Yeah.
bakery, but I'm gonna be broke, like forever, you know. It's like it's hard. You have to commit. You hear those success stories, and I'm like, oh, I keep telling myself one day I'll do that.
Yeah. Well, I got lucky because I worked as a security guard and I worked in retail, and before my car accident, and then when the accident happened, I got on disability, and it enabled me to go after my
Have that
passion.
freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I didn't have to, I didn't have to bow down to anybody anymore, really.
Dude, I know. So maybe it's like almost like a blessing in disguise, and I think you mentioned it like made you sort of realize things about life too, right? I think when we were talking.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I know you gotta maximize your opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's cool, and you got the time. That's what I don't have. I don't have time.
So
All right, so
what's your favorite movie of all time?
so I have a few, but one of my top movies is Anchorman,
Right?
and and I also like Requiem for a Dream and the movie Seven.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think those are my top movies. Yeah.
Mine are like
And with,
Back to the Future.
oh, I love Back to the Future. Yeah. But if you're gonna try to well, disclaimer, I have the worst. Like I love movies, but I have the worst movie memory, so I'm not gonna be able to quote them. But I do love Back to the Future. I mean, that's like classic. I have a picture with Doc, from Universal Studios.
Yeah.
So I love old movies too. I'm trying to think of the older ones that I like. The cult classics. I think everybody likes those.
Yep.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, The Goonies.
Oh,
Yeah.
love all of them. Yeah, and
Right.
I love the Breakfast Club.
Yes. Yep. Mhm.
Um, Ghostbusters, the original.
Oh yeah, definitely. Love Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
what
uh,
about shows though? Are you into old shows or just movies? Because like
oh,
I was into Fraggle Rock.
oh yeah, Fraggle Rock. I love. I love.
What was the one where the girl could? Her name was Evie. She could put her fingers together and stop time.
Out of This World.
Oh yeah, Out of This World. Love that one.
Mm-hmm.
See, you're gonna. I'm gonna like. I'll just quiz you. I'll just give you the scenario and you'll.
Go right ahead, because I'll surprise
Yeah.
you every
I'll
time.
be like, guy. Oh wait, hold on. I think my Uber's finally here. So pause while I get in.
Okay.
All right. I think that's him. Flagging him down. I don't know if he saw me yet. Maybe he did. Oh yeah. Okay. Hey.
Uh-huh.
Good. How are you? Thank you. All right, I'm back. We're
Okay.
rolling now.
Okay. So yeah, let's see.
Sorry, but I'm on the phone. Make sure we have the right location. Oh yeah, we're good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
So then, yeah, usually to cover what movies, shows.
Movies, shows. Yeah, that's what I love.
What else? I mean, what about like? Do you want to go in depth, or do you talk about?
Oh yeah, we can go in depth.
Like I said, I'm not going to be good on those ones, but do you remember? How old are you again?
I'm 35.
Oh, yeah, we're the same age. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but see, we probably had different toys, but you probably had Construct. Do you remember Construct?
Constructs. No.
You remember those?
No.
Oh, you should Google it. It's a good one.
Did you have Viewmasters?
Zoo Masters?
Viewmasters.
No, I don't think so.
They were like, okay, they're like cameras, and they came with these round little vinyl record like things where you put them in the camera, and then you look through the camera and you see like a slideshow.
Sorry, yeah, Viewmaster. Sorry, I was like not getting it. Oh, totally, of course. That's
Yeah,
classic. Even my kids now have those. So.
yeah, I had a He-Man one.
Oh yeah. Speaking of He-Man, I was making like a She-Ra costume, like a cosplay one.
Yeah.
Halloween a couple years ago. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that didn't work out though with the wig and everything. So, oh well. But my brother loves He-Man and I love She-Ra. I had her castle.
Yeah. I had all those. I had the coloring books, everything He-Man. I loved He-Man when I was a kid.
Yeah, so did my brother.
When I look at it now, I kind of go, God, it's kind of boring. Why was I into this?
Really? Have you like watched it recently? Have you gone back?
Yeah, I have. I mean, there's some cartoons from that era, from the same era, that were like a toy line that I do still enjoy, like Jim.
Oh, I was just about to say Jem. Jem was my favorite.
Yeah, I met the girl who did the voice of her at a convention this summer, and she was cool at the time, and then I tried to get an interview with her, and she was kind of mean to me.
Oh, yeah, you've actually met a lot of people, huh? Is that through conventions typically, or what?
Some of them are pretty cool, but then some of them are pretty bitter and stuff.
This is your favorite person that you've met.
Oh God, there's so many. God, Kelly Maroney, who's
Okay, wait. If that's too hard, I was gonna say, wait, go on. I was gonna say, if that's too hard, just go with the worst, worst person you met. No.
oh, the hard ones are easy, but the ones who are nice, there's so many of them. There's Kelly Maroney, who's the cheerleader in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, who does that Spirit Bunny speech in the gym. Her and I are like good friends and stuff. We talk all the time on Facebook, and I interviewed her. She's a sweetheart. Um,
Awesome, yeah.
Catherine,
How old is she now? She's like what?
she's I don't
In
want.
her 50s?
She's in her 50s. I won't say exactly
Yeah.
what, but she's in her 50s.
I was gonna say, I can just go, IMDb. I'll find it over there. No.
Actually, Wikipedia's entry is actually more accurate for her. She's told me, she's like, on IMDb, she's like, I can't go in there and change my birth date. She said.
Oh, yeah, that's the beauty of Wikipedia. I love Wikipedia, but everybody like Sebastian say, that's crowdsourced, so it's not reliable. But
Yeah, the guy who started Wikipedia,
take it as the gospel. What?
the guy that started Wikipedia, he regrets not investing in it. He didn't know it was going to be that successful. He missed out on millions of dollars of making money off of it.
Oh, did he really? It's kind of like the guy that sold his Apple stock.
Yeah, or the guy who what's his name, Tom from MySpace.
Oh, what did Tom do? I haven't heard about that one. I mean, I know who he is, but I didn't know that did he get out early or something?
He got out. He got out like by the time Facebook really hit. He got out of it, and he walked away with some money, but not a lot.
Yeah, but isn't that just because, I mean, are they even relevant anymore?
No, MySpace is not relevant no more.
But I was saying, speaking of, do you remember when you had MySpace and you could give your own address name at the end, like, myspace.com/whatever you
Yeah,
want?
yeah.
So speaking of that, mine is /Fraggle Rock.
Oh, love that. Love it.
I know, right? Although I'm locked out now, so I don't really know how to get in there. Or if it's even still around, I should look it up.
Yeah, I had a good 18 months with MySpace when it first hit, and then Facebook just exploded. But I'll tell you something. I was a bouncer at that bar in San Mateo, the Swinging Door.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Yep, and that place was dead the first year that the owner Warren owned it, and when he hired me, the place got busy because I had born and raised in San Mateo, and MySpace helped me out a lot because
Nice.
MySpace was a
Yeah.
little bit more intimate than Facebook because you could post a bulletin and everyone would see it, no matter who it was. And on Facebook,
Right.
you can't see everything because you got so many friends and so many news feeds coming up. You know.
Right, right. It gets like cluttered. Well, especially now because they have the algorithm, so they actually hide things from people, right? So
Right.
you don't even see half of what everybody's posting.
Right. So
Right.
MySpace was a big help for me, and once it became antiquated, I had to like go to every bar in the Bay Area and like discreetly say, hey, come to Swinging Door this weekend and come see our karaoke or our dueling pianos or the bars or whatever. And I was pretty successful at it.
Yeah, I will say I think that place is pretty popular to this day now. I mean, I don't know what year it started, but I think your efforts have paid off. It's stuck. It's still a go-to.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of MySpace, don't you remember though the pain of having the top 8 friends, and when your friend would like move you,
Yeah.
not the number one anymore?
I hated that. Yeah.
So dramatic, the original social media drama.
Yeah. I was there. So yeah, I was there from 2007 to 2009. The first 2 years.
Oh, the swinging door.
Yeah, the first 2 years
Oh, open? Okay, yeah.
and stuff.
I love going there. We still go there for, you know, nights out when you don't want to go all the way to the city.
Yeah, I've come up to the Bay a couple times in the last year, and I go there for comedy night and perform there on Mondays.
Oh yeah, we have to let you know. Do you post it usually, or again?
Oh yeah, I have.
Well, then let me know next time.
I sure will. Oh my God, I
Well,
love.
Kovac, I used to live right there. I used to live literally right by it, but then we moved a little further away now.
Yeah, I love people coming to see me.
Yeah. So are you doing anything up in Reddit?
No, this is like my only means of being funny right now. There's nothing over here. The closest we got is Sacramento, but I don't drive, so I got no one to take me to Sacramento or do nothing. And
Oh, I got you. Yeah. That's rough. 'Cause
pl-
that's still what, 45 minutes away?
about 2 hours.
It's not far.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Chico. Is Chico closer?
yeah. Chico's about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's the one. Yeah.
And plus, I knew from the time that I got here, I knew I wasn't going to be here that long. So I don't really want to like start a new comedy scene before going to LA, you know?
Right. So tell me, do you watch a lot of comedy then?
Oh, a lot.
So, what do you think of Ali Wong?
I actually came up with her in the beginning, and I never found her funny, and she's a very mean person.
Oh, you don't
She
find her funny?
she no, and she's a very mean person.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Ooh, have you met her?
What?
You met her?
I knew her back then.
Oh, you knew her, yeah, because she is from San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh no.
She's
Well, is that why you don't find her funny? Because you know her as a person?
well. My first time I saw her before I actually met her. The first night that I ever did comedy. Yeah, I didn't think she was funny then, and it's just incidental that she's not a good person, you know.
All right, so what do you think of her fame now then? What do you think, why did that happen?
Because I mean, not everybody is like this, but in show business, people who are successful are very mean and sociopathic, and so they do whatever they do to get to the top or whatever, but I mean, hey, God, what's that? Oh God, what is it? What's that phrase? Oh God, I can't think of that phrase. But hey, I wish her well with what she's doing, But
Yeah.
I just want to say this because I don't like her. If she gets her uterus removed, then she won't be successful anymore.
Oh, well, that's actually not a bad. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Her whole last show, I actually was. Now that you mentioned it, I was kind of thinking of that as I was watching it. Like, I find it funny because I'm a mom, right?
Hmm.
So I can relate. But how do all the other people feel who maybe aren't, a woman or have had kids? Because I can totally see how it wouldn't be very funny to
I
people who don't fall into that, right? Because it has to be relatable.
Yeah, I don't know what other people's opinion are on the fact that she's doing the show pregnant, but I do know she's got a lot of support from a lot of the people who are still doing comedy in the Bay Area that she got along with, But she was a person who would come in late and like bump anybody and stuff. She bumped me a couple times. I remember one time. This is what made me not like her. Right.
Yeah.
This is about 6 months into doing comedy. I was doing a joke about Asian girls, right? And I don't remember what I said because I had so many at that time. I've always had bad luck with Asian women, you know. And she came in to bump whoever was on after me, and she went on after I did, and she said something to me like, "Tommy, that was very impressive. I have never heard such an astute observation about Asian women. But you know what? You should really lose those retarded shoes." And I got so upset, and like two people in the room laughed, but everyone else was just like dead silent. And it was
Right.
a full house that night of like 50 people there.
And she sit on stage like that sort of a thing? Oh,
Yeah, she said it on
yeah, yeah.
stage.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't blame you. Ugh. Well, you don't remember what your joke? You said you don't remember what joke? Because she actually jokes about that too. She makes a joke of herself, like right, like about
Yeah,
her driving.
yeah. But
Well, that's a bummer. It is always a bummer when you hear about celebrities who are, sick. So.
yeah, there's about maybe 10 comedians I came up with that are actually in LA being really successful right now. But she is the only one who has a Netflix special. One that I recommend who has a Comedy Central special, Chris Garcia. He's a great guy. I love Chris. And he actually dated Allie during that period, but neither of them talk about it for some reason.
Really, really. Who is it? Chris Garcia?
Chris Garcia,
This is before her husband, I guess.
yeah, just before her
Yeah.
husband, and they actually had a sketch comedy show that they were doing all over San Francisco called Rice and Beans.
Oh, that makes sense. I like it.
Yeah,
Clever.
and they actually
Clever.
there's a music video they made to promote it that's on YouTube still to this day, and it's pretty damn funny. I'll tell you.
I feel like, actually, now that you mentioned that, it's a song called Rice and Beans.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, you said they made a song, right?
No. They made a music video to like promote their sketch comedy show. I can't remember what the song was,
Oh,
but
I gotcha.
yeah, they were just
Yeah.
doing it to promote the sketch comedy. That's all.
Okay. So then what about, let's say so I haven't seen as many lately. Like, when I was younger, I used to go to more of the comedy shows in San Jose and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
for a while there, I got distracted, had kids that take their whole life away.
yeah,
Do anything anymore. But so obviously for me, it's only the Netflix ones. But then, know who I didn't think was that funny? I kind of appreciate some of her jokes,
Uh-huh.
but I would see Eliza Schlesinger, the elder millennial.
Yeah.
I didn't find too funny. So,
She's
how about
okay.
her? Have you seen hers?
I've seen her. Yeah, she's okay. Do you know who I like, though, is Nikki Glazer.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I know the name. There's a few that I know they're like what they look like, but not their name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds so familiar.
Oh my.
I'll have to get the scoop and be like, which ones are worth seeing. But
Oh my God. If I get successful in this business, I have a feeling her and I are going to be friends and we're going to hang out because we are just total perverts.
well, the whole world is really. I mean, it's just a matter, when it comes out. I feel like, I am, but it's always a secret because you can't do that again around kids. You have kids, change who you are.
Yeah. Oh, my parents did that when I was growing up.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden there's like this nice stage, right, where all of a sudden everything's out in the open. But no,
Yeah.
the other day we were at my friend's barbecue, and we're all hanging out, and we're just kind of drinking, and then we start talking. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about, but it was some reference.
Mm-hmm.
And my 11-year-old niece was there, but she's very sheltered. Like her mom doesn't tell her anything. Like I don't think she knew it. Like for example, I don't think she knew what a zombie was when she was like 7. Like they hid the scary things away from her. They hide everything from her. So so here we were at this barbecue. We're actually not even saying anything that vulgar. Then we had it very PG because we knew she was there. But just like the very slight like conversations that were sort of with innuendo. And I think she's getting old enough to kind of understand. She made her so uncomfortable. But I was just thinking to myself, wait till she goes to college. There's like she doesn't see the reality of human beings, like how dirty everybody is. Like it's coming. She might as well know now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's crazy. But in all fairness, it's not like I'm open totally with my son. My older son is 12.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't said too many crazy things to him. But then I have a friend who her son is 17, and she is like just talks about take a shower or your girlfriend won't give you a blowjob, which I think is crazy. Like she talks to her son like that, but she's totally real. It works for her. So
yeah.
I think it's good to keep it real. I can't do that with my kids. I don't think I ever will, but I appreciate it. So she can do that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got a dirty story for you.
So and then go for it. Go for it. Not go. Go for it.
Well, I decided to record my intro right after I texted you that the whole thing after you said that everything was going to be delayed. So I recorded it, and then I got up and I looked out the window and there was this hot guy walking by, right? And I got a really mean hard on, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I got to do something about this before she calls me, right? And so I did. So I jacked off, and oh my God, your phone call, right? Your phone call happened exactly about, I don't know, 5 seconds after I came.
So you're nice and relaxed now?
I'm nice and relaxed, and I've been wet this whole time.
Lovely, lovely. You are not.
What, I'm not lovely?
You are, yeah.
Oh.
It will make you comfortable to be like, you just want to be in your comfort zone. Take a minute, go clean up yourself. It's okay. It's okay. I think you always do that. You had I am me a story like that. I feel like I've heard this story before.
Oh no, I remember the story I told you. It was about the.
What was it? Remind me.
I went on a date, and the guy's sister had a restaurant, and she like did like the thing like it's closed for a private party type of thing, so it would be just the two of us in the restaurant, and we went to the bathroom and we had sex in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, this is sounding familiar now. Right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So at first, we were doing this thing. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called docking.
Oh yeah, no,
It's where two guys like rub each other's penises together until they come.
Okay. Docking? I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, so we did so we did that, and then I wiped him off though, and then he turned me around and then fucked me in the ass.
That's right. That's something not to remember.
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say to that story?
I said, oh, I remember I texted you and I was like, sorry if that story offended you, and you were like, oh no, I have lots of gay friends who've told me worse things.
Oh yeah. Oh, and that's so true. That's so true. If I wasn't in the car right now, I would tell you to. Maybe that's what I'll have to do is call you back and let you know. But yeah. But see, this is what was confusing is because you're not gay, right?
I go both ways.
You do. Okay, so that's official. It's not just to be funny.
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. All right. I like it. You're bi, or is it? Would you consider yourself like polyamorous? Like anybody, anything? What, I don't even know the definition fully. Is it just bi?
Yeah, just bi men and women.
Do you have a preference in general, or does it change like mood,
N-
or just a person?
No, I just it's like a person who only likes women, or just a guy who likes guys, or a woman who likes women. It's just whoever you relate to in the moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That makes sense. No, totally. Yeah, I think that there's definitely been a time where I'm like, okay, I'm not, but if I ever was, there's definitely been people where I'm like, okay, if I was, this is somebody that I could with. So I totally understand, you know?
Yeah.
It's just sort of, yeah, the person. So, all right, well, on that note, are you dating anybody?
I'm dating nobody, up here. Let me tell you something. My only means of social life in this area, because I don't drive, and I have shopping centers to go to across the street and everything. But I have no social life other than going to the pool and hot tub and sauna over here in the apartment complex.
All right.
And I
Any
meet
characters there? Yeah. Oh.
oh God, I meet fucking strange people, I'll tell you, who live in this complex. And funny thing is, I tried to have my landlady on the show, right?
Yeah, perfect. What
Yeah.
happened with that?
So the interview only lasted about 12 minutes, and then she asked me if we could stop, and I said okay, and I never uploaded it. But in that interview, I tried to like do the Howard Stern thing of trying to convey honesty about this place.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so I was like, isn't there some weird fucking people who live here and stuff? And she's like, no. And like I start dropping names, and then she got uncomfortable and was like,
Oh, no.
"Can we end this?" Yeah.
That was an awesome idea, though. I really commend you on that one. Too bad you didn't go for it.
Oh, I'm lucky she didn't evict us.
I guess that's true. She's like, I'm just going to step away. So is she younger, older?
She's the same age as us, 35, and
Oh, okay, all right.
and
Well,
she,
so she's like savvy enough to know that she could get in trouble maybe if someone heard it. I don't know. She didn't want to get caught up in that.
right. But the funny thing is, I didn't know she was 35 until we were talking. She actually looks younger than us.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, well, that's a good thing. It's better than the opposite. She'll appreciate that.
Yeah, she looks like a college girl, like right out of college. She looks like about 23, 24.
Wow. Yeah. Gotta get her genes. That's the kind of genes I want.
Hey, I got an
But
idea.
she,
Oh, go ahead, go ahead,
huh?
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, because I had asked you about dating, and then we went on a tangent, so I said, so on that note,
Yeah, so
that's
no,
your,
I have no dating prospects out here.
yeah, yeah, it's probably slim picking, I would imagine. I don't know. I'm totally being stereotypical because I haven't been to Reading in so long, so
Hmm.
hopefully I'm not offending. But again, you're not from there, so no offense to be taken, right?
Oh, nothing offends me, Tiffany. Nothing.
And you grew up in the Bay Area, right? What city?
In San Mateo.
Oh, okay. So yeah, got it. Well, I grew up in San Carlos, so.
What high school did you go to?
Well, so I did not go to high school down there. I went to Brent Acres for elementary school, and then I ended up moving. My mom got remarried. She met a guy that lived down here, but then he had property
Hmm.
in Crescent City. Have you ever heard of Crescent City?
I think I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's a really awesome town actually. If you ever get a chance to go there, you're not too far from it. Being in Reading, actually, you probably could get there fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the last city on the coast before Oregon. It's about an hour and a half north of Eureka. So it's on the coast, it's a little ocean town. So that's actually where I ended up going to high school. And tiny town. One high school. That's it. Still North Say Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi. So yep. And then I moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
After that for college, and then I came back to the Bay Area. So
Yeah.
there was a stint. Yeah, I went from the top to the bottom, back to the middle.
Yeah, I went to San Mateo High School, and when I graduated in 2001, I was going to move to Los Angeles to take comedy and improv classes at the Groundlings, which I still wanted,
Yeah. Well,
which
what happened there? Yeah, why did you not do that?
which I still want to do. But the reason why I didn't was because my grandmother was dying. She had an aneurysm, and
Oh.
my mom said we got to take care of your grandmother until she passes, and so I took care of her for 9 months until she passed. And
Oh, I'm sorry. That's awful.
yeah,
But she was probably kind of young too.
oh no, she was 81.
Oh, she was. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Because we're the same age, but see, my grandma is 84 right now. So, okay, wow. They were just older when everybody had kids, obviously.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
my mom was she she was 29 when she had me, but she had my brother when she was 19.
Oh, wow. So is it just the two of you?
Yeah, there were supposed to be six of us, but she miscarried 4 times.
Oh, no. That's sad. That's tragic. Did you guys, so, and same father? Or did she end up remarrying or having
She's
different?
she's been married twice legally, and the last guy she was with, they were together for 17 years, but they were never legally married.
Oh, what happened to him?
Well, I mean, he took advantage of us. That's why we lived on the street, and so we had
Oh,
to get out of our apartment, and so they said goodbye to each other, and then he was gone for a while. Then back in January, um, after he'd found out that she had come back to the Bay Area, they got back together for a short time, which I told my mother was a huge mistake. And within 3 months, she realized she was right and got away.
well, at least you got away, but I'm sorry. Sounds like there's been some, yeah, tragic things.
Oh, pretty tragic in my family, but we're all
Oh,
survivors.
you're all wet?
We're all survivors.
Yeah. Well, I should tell you my story, but again, I don't know if it's appropriate for right now.
Oh no, go right ahead.
Oh, no, it's like tragic. No,
I've
it's like you got to start. This is where we should have started in the podcast from the beginning. See, yeah, yeah. I'll have to tell you another time. It has to be continued. My
okay.
friends, I just tell you that they told me I should write a book. So,
Just write a
yeah.
book.
But my dad. So I don't talk to my dad anymore. And there's a whole long story behind that. But
Hmm.
he's still in the city. And then my mom passed away when I was 20. So that's part
Oh.
of it too. But we'll have to save it for the other one because I don't think like it's one of those things where if you talk to me or if you know me, like you have no idea, and then I tell you that everybody's like, "Fuck, are you serious?" That's no joke. So not to build it up or anything, but I feel for you because my life is actually there's been some really bad things that have happened, but the one good thing that I have, so like you and your grandma, I have my grandma. She's still nearby, and
Hmm.
she was like the one stable, I think, person or like situation in the whole life, really,
Hmm.
So yeah, so thank goodness I had her. She's always been a consistent thing, and my grandpa too. But that's a whole other thing. He's not even my grandpa. I found out when I was like 13. He was not actually my grandpa. So that's part of the whole big nutshell that I have. That's to share with you at another time. But yeah, so many crazy things. But yeah, those two are amazing people. So I can sympathize with taking care of your grandma. I would definitely do that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we can share stories, but I think like similar to you, on the surface, and everybody just sees like you're happy, you're having a good time, or being a certain way. But I mean you're open, so we hear about your stories and stuff. But I don't typically share mine, but I'll definitely share with you at some point.
Oh, that'd be
Like I
great.
said, I've been meaning to write a book. Everybody says I should write a book because if I told you all of the things, it's like I mean there's absolutely people people out there who have had it worse, like, no doubt. So don't get me wrong, but, like, just weird events in my life. That's for sure. So I've come a long way in my life. I've created, like, the stability that I have now. So going back to what I said, like, you know, when we first got on the call and I said this whole corporate thing, like,
yeah.
I hate it. I really don't like doing it. You know, it's definitely not me or, like, anything, like, my personality or, like, what I really want. I just do it for the stability for my kids, right? But
right.
It's like I have to force myself to do that. It's like I'm trying to force myself not to create the life that, like, my parents created for me, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
As much as I kind of internally resist having to do this whole corporate thing. So,
just
you know.
Corporate sucks. Corporate sucks.
It's rough. I gotta tell you, it's rough. So, yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, I gotta get up the courage to. I don't know. Like you said, when you find, like, the right thing, right? So when you find that right thing that you just know and you can be super passionate about. Because, like, I've had periods where I thought that I found that. You know, I had gone to college for fashion design. Well, first I moved to LA. I started going for kinesiology because I was, like, really into. I got recruited to run for track for college, so I was really into sports at the time. And then, you know, you move to college, you really get into partying. It converts over, yeah. But through that whole thing, I ended up wanting to, like, then I was like, no, I'm going to do my creative thing. So I ended up moving back to the Bay Area. I actually finished college in the city. I went to fashion design after all. So, you know, like, it was one of those times in your life where you're like, I'm so set on this. This is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. But then, you know, you go to school, you get out, you get a job that's like $12 an hour, and everybody's, like, so cruel and mean. I'm like, you know, it's just like, life is so, you just don't know. You know, you don't know. So it's like I was so certain at that time that was what I was going to be doing, but of course I'm not. So I'm waiting for it to strike again when I have that energy and passion to commit. So
yeah, you know, when yeah, you know, I did theater when I was in high school, and I started doing stand-up when I was 23, and, you know, I've been doing all that stuff, a combination of 20 years now, and, you know, it wasn't until the accident that I wanted to pursue it, and one of the reasons why I wasn't passionate about actually pursuing it before that, aside from the fact that I was an alcoholic for a couple of years leading up to the accident, it was.
I remember you saying, yeah.
Yeah, it was because I had no friends or mentors that believed in me in comedy or acting, and this was just before the podcast world started. And when I decided that I was going to pursue the business, you know, I was watching a lot of podcasts, listening to a lot of podcasts, and people were, like, talking about how the business works and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, this is like everything that I needed to know from, like, friends or mentors in the business. I'm learning it here, you know, and I would be completely lost without it if I didn't have the podcasts to listen to.
Yeah. I think you're right. There always, like, I guess, comes that defining moment or what, you know, whatever needs to happen for certain people. So,
yeah, because
no, that's not. But I think you're right. I mean, maybe that's, like, what same case for me, right? There was actually maybe no appropriate role models or mentors or anybody in your life to really help that. Yeah, I guess as you're willing to bet, or, like, as we even know, it's a lot of things come down to who you know or having the right people around you, right? So even to this day, people who are designers or musicians or, you know, I know comedy, I feel like, is harder because you genuinely have to that's like a hard one. You have to have all those elements, delivery and content. There's so much more to it.
Yeah.
But I feel like with, as far as, like, music and, like, fashion stuff goes, I feel like it's literally, if you just know somebody, like, they'll make it work. You know, it's like, there's obviously people with real talent, but there's so many people who just get into it because of their family or their friends or a kid of someone.
Yeah, and you're one of the few comedy fans who actually fucking gets that, because there are so many comedy fans who think it's so fucking easy. Like, hey, I got a joke for you. I'm like, no, it's not going to fucking kill on stage, buddy. It's going to kill off stage.
Oh my God, I couldn't even imagine. Like, I have so much respect because I can totally sympathize. Like, you know, and honestly, like, nowadays, right, like, the content needs to be refreshed probably, like, a lot more than it used to be, because
Yeah.
There's so much stuff out there. Everything's online, so it's But just in general, yeah, like there's so many elements to it. I could see like that's a stressful thing, and that's like a lot of work. So that's totally awesome. And like I have so much respect for comedians and stuff. So like I said, like even certain ones where I'm like, okay, they're not. It's even like the ones where I'm like, okay, they're not as funny as I would prefer. Like they're way funnier than I would ever be. Like, they're like, you gotta give them the props. They're obviously it's always about who it's relatable to, right? So there's always gonna be like different comedians for different people, depending on like what's going on in their life and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I would think comedy's funny because it comes down to like what's true, right, and relatable. So.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
Yeah. Did you watch? I'm sure you did. The Big Stick, because that was kind of interesting to see like the little semi life of the comedians, right?
Wait, who?
The Big Stick. Did you watch the movie The Big Stick?
The Big Stick? No, I haven't.
Oh yeah. You should see it. It's got the guy. Did you watch Silicon Valley?
I used to.
Oh, I love Silicon Valley. But Dinesh, I forget his real name in real life, but Dinesh, the Indian coder.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the main character in The Big Stick. I guess this is a movie that he made with what's his name, Michael Showalter, the producer or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a good movie, but I had no idea, so that's probably why you didn't even bother seeing it, because they don't advertise it like that. They advertise it as like a love story, but the actual movie is the guy is a comedian in the movie, and he's trying to make it. So you might actually want to check it out. You might like it, and you can see if it's accurate.
Yeah, I tried to be an extra in the pilot for Silicon Valley because they were shooting in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
And fucking, it's trying to be an extra now is like trying to be one of the actors who's actually playing the leads. You have to.
I know, right? It's like serious business now, huh?
Yeah, it's just insane now.
I have a friend in LA. That's all she does. That's like she actually goes to auditions, and usually it's just to be like an extra.
Yeah, I was.
She did get a Pier 1 commercial
though. I was actually extra in a music video before I moved. There's a band in San Francisco. They're from Chicago. They're called The New Up, and they're really, really good. And
check them out. What's the video called too, so I could see it?
It's called Black Swan.
Okay, I don't remember that.
And
I hate that movie because when she pulls her piece of nail, I just like want to die.
Yeah, and if you pause it at like certain moments, you can actually see me. I'm a tall guy, you can't miss me, and I'm wearing a blue shirt and I'm holding a drink, and it takes place in a dance club, and we shot that video from like, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock at night, and I got tired of hearing that song after a while, even though it's great, I like it, but I got tired of hearing it over and over again. And, we kept doing the same thing over and over again, but I'm glad.
Did it kill your desire to ever do that again?
Never. But, well,
do it again in a heartbeat.
No, but the problem was, though, there were so many hot girls there, right?
Oh, I bet, of course.
And they were very flirtatious with me in between takes and talking to me and stuff, There was one girl, I still remember her name now, too. She, I can't remember. Did she give me her number or her Facebook or something like that? And so I do remember, though, I did send her a Facebook request, and she never accepted it.
Oh, cold. That's cold.
Yeah, and I actually got in touch with the director of the video because I like his work. His name is Hassan Said, and he's got these really cool short films that are on YouTube. He did this one that was like, it was kind of like horror because I'm a big horror guy, and it was so beautiful and so moving. Like I wanted him to collaborate with me because I got this horror movie script I wrote I want to make, and
nice.
I sent him the script in email. He said it wasn't formatted good enough. He liked the story, but it wasn't formatted good enough. And then he started giving me all these weird excuses about why he can't collaborate and stuff. So I was just like, okay, well, I like your work, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, it's hard, too, especially since I'm sure, I don't know, do you think that happens to them a lot, or, like where they just have to...
Oh, no doubt about that. And, that kind of stuff happens to even me, too. Oh, my God, I got to tell you, I get a lot of requests from guys now. Ever since I started doing this podcast, I get a request all the time from guys who like ask me if I can give them the phone number of certain guests on the show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck you, dude. You know, if you're a podcaster like me, like some of these guys claim to be and stuff, you know, you'll go on their website or go on their Facebook page, you know, and contact them.
Right. Yeah, you're not gonna get the easy way just by calling me, like, you know.
Yeah,
Oh man, yeah.
it's fucking weird.
It's just kind of, yeah. People will do whatever, you know. Like they say, if you throw enough shit, well, something will stick, right? So I'm sure they just do it all day long and hope for one.
Yeah, I told one of the guests the other day about it, who was a particular one that they were asking for, and you know, I told her, of course, I'll never give it to them, and she's like, oh, thanks, Tommy, you're my Superman.
Yeah, listen, that's the other thing. Like, how much of a jerk would you look like if you actually gave someone a number out?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just like when when you're with your, like, if I'm with my girlfriends and a guy asks me for her number, like I'm gonna give it to him. Like, you know, they want you to compromise your own relationship. People are just crazy.
Yeah. People are just nuts. Oh my God.
What?
Oh, I want to play this fun game.
Okay.
And stuff. I'm gonna ask you 4 personal questions, right?
I don't.
And then you ask me the same, and I'll tell you the same, whatever.
Okay, so is it one by one, or all 4 at once, and then all 4 of yours?
It's one by one.
Oh, okay, so you ask me, I answer, and then I ask you back.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Tiffany, are you ticklish?
Yes, very. Tommy, are you ticklish?
Oh, not only am I ticklish, I'm baby ticklish.
What is that?
It means, oh my God, you will get like what's?
Oh, like a baby reaction?
You'll get a reaction. Yeah, it's like just a quick reaction. I'll tell you from me.
Okay, I'm gonna try that next time I see you.
Just be careful with my belly because I got scar tissue and scars from the accident and everything.
God, okay, I'll go for the neck.
Okay.
All right, what's your next one?
Is your belly button an innie or an outie?
I like it. Innie, all the way. Even when I was pregnant, stayed an innie. Is yours an innie or an outie? Your belly button?
I have a very deep innie, but I jokingly say that I have an outie and that I can butt fuck somebody with it.
That is awesome. I like that answer better. You just stick with that one.
Yeah, maybe I should.
That's so funny.
What color are your toenails painted?
They are painted blue. Yeah, I remember you talking about your toenails. Mine are blue right now. What color are yours? Wait, Tommy, what color are your toenails?
Mine are purple.
I think that was the last time. I think the last time I asked yours were purple, or were they blue?
They were probably purple. I've never done blue.
You stick to what? Okay. You stick to what you like.
Well, yeah, I do purple. I do red, pink, stuff like that. Sometimes white French tip.
So oh wow, that's advanced. Do you do that yourself?
Yeah, it's funny. I started painting my toenails when I was 13, and then when I was 25, I quit doing it like after 8th grade, and then I went back to it when I was about 25, and I went to a salon in San Carlos. Forget what it was called, but the woman who owned it, who did the nails, her name was Rosalie, and I went to her for about a year, and then I stopped going because she actually moved further down the street, and she charged a little bit more, so I stopped going to her. And her and I got along great, but I remember one time I texted her to say hi to her to see how she was doing. This was like maybe a year or so after I stopped going to her. Never heard back from her, and I'd wave to her in the glass, and she wouldn't wave to me back. So that's sad.
Oh, that is sad. It's like she just wanted to be friends when you were a customer.
Yeah, she only wanted money.
Yeah.
So,
No good.
so the next question. Oh, this is a good one. What would you say is the worst stinky smell?
That's a good question. Okay, well, uh, now the worst thing I ever smelled in my life was,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my recollection is in Modesto. So my dad lived there for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and I would visit him during the summer. And there was a tallow plant, like where they burn all the dead animals and make tallow, I guess, or glue or whatever. I don't actually know what they use it for.
Right.
But so basically, when you drive by in the summertime, you just smell the rotting, like flesh, and it was everywhere. And it was like so thick that it was like sour and thick, and you could almost like taste it. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want like a more normal one,
Mm-hmm.
something that I really can't stand is people's burps.
Really?
Yeah, I know like the actual smells aren't as bad, but it just makes me like so disgusted if I accidentally taste someone's burp, especially a stranger.
Oh my God. Maybe it's good that we never got to have dinner because I'll tell you something. I got this weird system now because I have a stent in my heart from the accident,
Uh-huh.
and with a combination of that and like the tinkering of my liver and my insides of my stomach, I get really intense burps now, and I try to do as well as I can to like not make it visible whenever I'm in public, but then sometimes there's just no way around it.
Yeah, yeah.
If I eat too much and too fast, especially that happens, and stuff.
That would definitely be like my nightmare. So funny.
No,
Okay,
but
so then now do I have to ask you, right?
yes.
What do you find to be the worst smell?
You know what? Up until 3 years ago, I thought I smelled everything bad, but when I got out of the hospital, I had pretty bad athlete's foot because my leg that was broken. There was the last month I was in there, I was wearing socks, and they never took them off or changed them or anything. And
Oh, are you serious?
yeah, and when I finally took when my mom finally took them off when I got out of the hospital, my feet were all black and disgusting, and we washed it and everything, right? But every time I came home, after even just out for like maybe a half an hour, I would take
Oh
my
no.
shoes and
Yeah.
socks off, and the foot that was broken, oh God, the smell just made me gag.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's yeah. Does that still happen?
No, no, it lasted a short while, and then it got to a point where I started putting lotion on it and cleaning it more, and it went away.
Oh, thank God. That's awful.
Yeah,
Ugh, I can't believe they moved them on. That's just like malpractice. Seems so obvious.
yeah. My mom, she almost complained, but I don't know why she didn't.
I mean, yeah, that's something that like you want.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy who played football in high school, and I wrestled and did track, and I never once got athlete's foot ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I cleaned them, I washed them, I took care of them, and then this happened, and God, it was a disaster.
That is a gnarly story. Well, good game, good game. Well, I have to call the family. It's getting close to their bedtime, so Mom
Yeah.
leave now. But I do want to tell you my story at some point in time, so I'll have to call back and tell you my book on tape.
Yes, I want to hear all about it, and I want to tell you mine. I have a pretty amazing entire
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll
backstory.
compare stories. That sounds like a good follow up.
Yes. Oh my God.
All right.
Well, Tiff,
Yeah.
I thank you
Thank
so.
you.
I thank you so
Some all
much.
the movie knowledge for you.
Yes, this has been so fun, and this is going to be a good one when I upload it in a little bit.
Well, thank you for having me, and yeah, it was my pleasure, and looking forward to sharing stories with you next time. So we'll talk soon, and good luck in Reading.
Thank
In that
you,
hot tub.
thank you, and have
You're
fun.
welcome.
Have fun. Don't let the corporate bullshit get you down.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Good advice. All right. Well, have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Well, there you have it. Tiffany Vickers. Ain't she a sweetheart? Thank you so much, Tiffany. You are an awesome girl. Too bad I moved because we could have been hanging out a lot and stuff. But never too late. We could in the future and stuff because you are pretty awesome. And oh my God, I just can't tell you how awesome you are. We'll do another one soon. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until then, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.